All right, hey everyone, it's the Vigilant Christian Mario, and you're here for another edition of New World Order Exposed. In today's video, I needed to go ahead and make a video on this. The slow jam that took place between Jimmy Fallon and Obama on the late night show. The reason that I needed to cover this is because this is in fact very well crafted government propaganda being pushed through the media. It's a perfect example of what I'm constantly saying, that the media itself is being controlled by the elite, and therefore, they're creating media that influences us according to what they want. It's social engineering, social psychological warfare manipulation that's taking place. And I've talked about this over and over again, but what we're going to see here today is that this is pretty obvious to anyone who truly wants to investigate this. There is a system in place that makes sure that the information that you receive is what the rich corporate elite rulers of the world would want you to see. So let's get into it. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the second slow jam I think they do together. It's basically Obama coming on the show, and they get to do this kind of performance together. We'll talk about the performance in a little bit and what was said, but more importantly, I want you to comprehend the background here. It's really the background to this story that really illustrates just how controlled the media of today's society truly is, and how the media is being engineered as government propaganda. You see, I've talked about this repeatedly, that in today's world, 6 media giants control a staggering 90% of what we read, watch, or listen to. And what we're about to see here with the late night show is a classic example of this buying out process that is occurring. How rich corporate interests, the elite, what I would call the illuminated ones, the Illuminati, the ones who really have influence and power in the world, they are going around buying this out. And you want to see a classic example? Here it is. Jay Leno, why did they replace him? He wasn't hurting in the ratings. There was no reason. He was a great host. So why is it that those people who run that company, the elite of that company, decided that, it's time to get rid of him and replace him with Fallon? Well, it's pretty obvious why. He stood up against them. He was actually one who probably would have never done a slow jam with Obama for this nonsense. He would have grilled him. He would have asked him the tough questions. And of course, you can't have that in the media today. So he lost his job. That's exactly what happens. You cannot be as outspoken as he was against Obama. You have to be on board with everything the administration says, or else, you lose your job. This is the reality. So what I want you to comprehend here with this is just the level of control that we have going on behind the scenes in media. They want to make sure that every single person, the host of the late night show, is pro-Obama, doesn't have an opinion of himself. He has to have the establishment's ideologies. Therefore, all he's going to be doing when he's covering Obama, and he's been doing it, the slow jam is a classic example, is helping Obama with creating the illusion that Obama is actually helping the country when in fact he's not. Okay, so there you go. Classic example, guys, right in your face. This shill replaces someone because they buy out people. Okay, you see how that works? Watch, pretty simple. He's there, okay? He's not listening to them, okay? He's saying things about Obama that they don't want you to say, so they come and they buy him out, they fire him, okay? That's it, you're gone. And then in his place, they put a shill, someone who will do everything that they want him to. Okay, so this is what is actually going on. So this is a very clear example of exactly what I've been saying this entire time. You see, the media is very invested in creating the perception of Obama in the public. They want to make sure that the average person perceives him as some mighty savior. They've been invested in that propaganda campaign ever since he started in office. You oftentimes seen in the media he was described as a savior or a god, the second coming. There was always halos around his head. And this is by design. This is what they wanted you to perceive. But the reality is he's a New World Order shill, just like Jimmy Fallon. So they have these New World Order shills create this perception, and it's like brainwashing. What they do is you watch the slow jam on television, and then all of a sudden you get like Illuminati sunglasses, and you start perceiving Obama as a great, awesome guy. He's really helped out America. He's done great. Yeah, because you just got the Jimmy Fallon brainwash propaganda, dress as a girl, transhumanist promoting Illuminati puppet slave Fallon propaganda campaign to mind control you so you can't even perceive the reality anymore. You think he's good, but actually he's a New World Order shill that is all about pushing the Antichrist kingdom, its policies, its legislations into office. Okay, so you need to be on guard. There is a perception that is being imposed on people through the media that is false. It's not based on reality. It is in fact very well crafted government propaganda. They're making sure that their media outlets are controlled by the people that will follow the narrative as they would want. They buy out, they fire, they get rid of, they do what they need to do to control the minds of the masses. So that is exactly what we had occurring here. Just a classic example of how one individual who had an opinion of his own didn't 100% get behind the establishment, asked the tough questions. He was replaced. He lost his job. And he was replaced by someone who is all pro-Obama. I mean, this guy worships the ground that Obama walks on. So, I mean, that should clearly be an example of what is truly going on behind the scenes when it comes to the establishment of the New World Order, when it comes to the mind control in the media, the propaganda that we have coming through the media outlets. Just a blatant, clear example of what is occurring. Now, when it comes to the actual slow jam itself, I mean, there's not much comments that I have for it. It's just trying to paint Obama in a positive light, and this is all they're trying to do. But what we really need to recognize is that this is government-crafted propaganda from the elite, okay? So you're getting a certain perspective conditioned into you when you watch this stuff and you buy into what's being said here. Obama did not push America into a great deception. Obama and the previous presidents for a long time and the ones to follow are completely sold out to the rich rulers. They don't represent the people. In fact, what they do is they create propaganda like this to brainwash the everyday person, so the everyday person thinks that they represent them, but they don't. They try and make sure that anyone who speaks about the truth, like Leno, is silenced and loses their job and their platform to speak the truth, because the platform that they have, they want to make sure that the propaganda is getting out to the people and not the truth. And propaganda is deception. That's all it is. It's misskewed truth and reality fed to you to condition your mind to perceive things that are not truly there, like Obama actually being a good president. Okay, but there you have it, everyone. Classic example. Thanks for taking the time. Stay vigilant. Fear no evil.